The majority of Iranians want a normal life and a government similar to governments based on the liberal democratic system. One of Iran's most prominent political activists said as he prepared to begin a 6-year prison sentence. Behind him are his wife and 3-year-old daughter. The imprisonment Majid Tavakoli is part extraordinary crackdown imposed by the Iranian regime on dissidents as a result protests sparked by death Mahsa Amini in police custody after she was arrested for improperly wearing her hijab. The first anniversary of Amini's death falls on Saturday, and the regime is taking every step to prevent protests, including patrolling outside the Amini family's home. Tavakoli is unusual because he criticizes reformists and the communist left working within the system. He has been in and out of prison since his 20s. British-Iranian actor and human rights activist Nazanin Boniadi describes him as a man of courage and conviction who has become an even more prominent voice within the country over the past year. He clearly explains the pain of being separated from his family. There is so much love in our family. We are very dependent and dependent on each other. It hurts to remember this distance every moment. When asked whether it is worth writing and speaking as he does, he says, without concrete results, it is difficult to say so. Under normal circumstances, the government could only sentence me to 1 year in prison because of my articles and opinions. But special circumstances after the 2022 protests created an environment in which they added charge of collusion with others, meaning organized collective action. He says that authorities then accused him without taking into account the documents and evidence and that punishment was harsh. But my family and I recognize the difficult choices we made. We know that there are many consequences to sticking to the truth in this day and age, he says. The text of the court decision says that I will be punished for wanting to establish a liberal government and system. Liberals had been attacked by authorities many times before, but the general desire of Iranian society was for a normal life and a government similar to those based on liberal democratic system. The government does not want this idea to have any representatives within Iran. He said that the Iranian public's perception of power and government has changed in recent years. The government's failure to solve problems, persistent structural discrimination, intensification of exploitation, and the harmfulness of bad laws have created a more progressive society. The public was now disappointed with the elections, which were condemned as ulent by international observers and moved towards disobedience and various forms of civil strife. But he acknowledges that the protests are flawed, given the difficulty of organizing opposition movements in Iran, and suggests there needs to be more momentum and help from outside. If a